Monday night thing that happened.
Okay.
Um, I feel risky talking about this as a football game because it was just
It didn't feel like it.
The reason it didn't feel like a football game is because the reffing was so bad in this game that quickly, the Lions, they should have had more points. They should have scored touchdowns and not field goals. So it's not 100% on the refs, but damn, dude. What do you want? Like, the worst part about the hands to the face penalties is they were on third down, which would have resulted in kicks.
Yep.
And the end of the drives. Those were brutal. The pass interference on a player going for it was a illegal contact on a defenseless receiver for going for a pick. That's one of the worst calls I've ever seen. There was consistent, but the worst pass interference deep downfield on Kevin King. No call. That's about as bad as it gets. It's pretty much the definition of pass interference. Swiping down way before the ball gets there, but we let that one go too because, well, I don't know why. And
yeah, and
I don't even know.
Refs, I feel like the biggest problem is they feel like they are losing by them making a decision and then having it overturned. They feel like they're I feel like they hate being wrong at the end of the day.
Well, it's kind of embarrassing.
And that's their job, is to be wrong sometimes, especially with video replay. It's made for when they're wrong, they can overturn it. And right now, they can't do that. I don't remember who was the officiating crew doing this game, but they were god-awful. They ruined Monday Night Football for last week. It's kind of been a trend in the NFL this year. We haven't talked about it on the podcast yet, but it's really been getting on my nerves this year.
I think we've been trying to avoid it because, it just sucks talking about officiating, but sometimes you have to call a spade when it's that bad.
Yeah, and growing up, I mean, I'm sure you were in the same boat playing hockey in Calgary. I was always told the game is never because of the ref why you lose. It's always on you. But more and more, these NFL games are being decided by the refs. And they're supposed to be an impartial third party, and it doesn't seem like it at this point. It feels like they're another team competing against the other two. And you hate to see that.
Like I said, I can see why people are saying the Lions could have done more in this game, and the reality is they could have. But it's so ridiculous to blame them when they deserved so much better than that. Should they have scored touchdowns and not field goals? Hell yeah, they should have. But you know what? This is a close playoff level football game. There's close. It's going to be a one possession game down to the wire. It's completely naive to just question a team for why the game is close already. These were very even teams, and the result is the reality is the better team didn't win this game on that day. The Packers may be the better team in the long run and maybe the better team right now, but for 3.5 hours on Monday night, they weren't the better team.
No, they weren't.
And they came out with the victory, and it's not because of Lions' mistakes or anything to do with that. It's because for whatever reason, consistently bad calls were made that really ruined the entire Monday Night Football, which is a huge issue for the league. I mean, the league is first and foremost a television product, and it's hard to be a television product when things like that are going on. So hopefully they can get this sorted out, because as a fan of the league, it was extremely difficult to watch this game. One quick takeaway on this game. I got 3 quick takeaways beyond officiating. First, everybody owes Matt Patricia an apology. The Lions he is building, it's working. The culture everyone was making fun of for him trying to cultivate there, it works. It's clearly working. This is a real team there, and it shows. So there's that. I'm still not sold on the Packers offense. They looked really bad in this game at times. They continue to struggle in the red zone specifically, which is where play calling and execution comes down the most. And Matt LaFleur has yet to prove himself, so that's a massive concern for them. The good news is their defense has been so solid and so good. It hasn't mattered fully, but we'll see. It should have mattered in this game, but it didn't. So there's that. And then finally, I think the Lions are at worst the third best team in this division with an outside chance to finish second. I don't think they can finish first after this loss, just because of the tiebreaker situation with the Packers. If you're gonna catch a team who's already ahead of you, like the Packers are, you need games like this. So, yeah. But you can't possibly convince me the Lions have no chance of finishing ahead of the Vikings or Bears at this point. I think they've looked better than both those teams have this year, consistently. But, Paul,